Welcome everyone to Just a Classic by Van Halen. Believe it or not, I've never learned this. I toyed with it a couple times, but it never sounded right. And I sat down and figured out why. So we'll talk about this fiddle, this EVH Wolfgang Actor. I'll do a review of it. Just a killer guitar, incredible. Probably the best engineered guitar I've ever owned. All right, we'll talk about that afterwards. But I was inspired. There is a video, and I'm going to put a link to it below. It's EVH, Just Another Day at the Office. It's on YouTube. It's a full concert. I think it's in Chicago. And the guy filming it must have been a guitar player, because all he did for, I'd say, 98% of the video was focus on Eddie and his playing. And you can see it so clearly. Running with the Devil, it even helped me with the end of the lead, and it made a lot of sense. So, you know, live they changed some things. Like live here, I think he turns on a phase shifter during the lead, where in the studio it's not. It's just a little bit of palm muting and straight up guitar. So with that said, we are tuned to E flat. Now, with that said, if you want to play with the record, you need to tune it just 14 cents or another notch lower. Alright, so you can either do that with your guitar. I use Riff Station, and I take it to, there's a fine tuner for playing your music, and I just hit the minus button till I get to 0.14, and it makes it in tune. And if I'm not tuned to E flat, I can actually tune it up a half step and then add the 14 cents. So it's really, really a great tool. But that link is below. It's free. I know I talk about it all the time, but same with my tab, it'll be right below. So we're just tuned to E flat, typical Van Halen tuning. I've got my B just a little bit tuned down to temper it with the G string like Eddie did. Again, just a little notch below being in tune, so it sounds good with playing the E and B string together, and you don't hear that temperament. Okay, so with all of that said, so Eddie's part starts out with a rake across the upper strings. Of course, I think this is before he had his Floyd Rose, so he probably didn't have the locking tuners and could scrape against the strings, but it still works. Give the right spot. Just slide down them. If you got a Les Paul, do it on the other side of the bridge. And then we're going to slide down from about 14 to 5. And at that point, we take the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. We're going to hit the 5th fret and then move up to 7. And then we let off the strings and do a chukka, down, up, muted. And then we're going to hit the 7, but we hammer in 2nd string at 8 and the 4th string at 9 with the suspended. All right. So it's real important it's a hammer-on and not played. So we have this so far. Then we just move that form up to, this will be an E suspended and then let off. So those are played. All together. Okay, so that will happen 4 times. And then we're into verse 1. Now verse 1 is really cool what Eddie does, and you can see him live. He tunes down, or turns down, and we're going to hit an A power chord to a G note on the 6th string, back to our A, and give that some emphasis because you turn down, all right, but if you hit it harder, it gives it a little more emphasis. And then we're going to hit a deadened 5th string, and then after that, the 3rd string at 4 and the 4th string at 5. Then we do another deadened 5th string, and we'll be 2 on the 3rd string and 4 on the 4th. Then we move that to an open 3rd and 2nd fret of the 4th string, and another deadened 5th string. So there's a deaden between each of these quieter chords. And I've turned off my Echoplex, but I think the delay really helps with the feel of this. All right, let's turn it back on. So that's the difference. All right, back to off. Now what we do, so we do that once. All right, so we're going from 4 and 5 to 2 and 4, and then to open and 2. The second time after our A, G, A, we're going to go from the 4th and 5th fret, 3rd and 4th string respectively, to an A. And that A is basically with the open 3rd. It'd be like an A7. All right, but we're not playing the 2nd string. So he skips that 2nd one, and that gives him time to do other things. And what he does is play some harmonics. So he'll play this. All right, so let me play that for you up through the harmonics. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're right back into it. We'll walk down. Now we're going to skip that 2 and 4 just like we did the second time through. And we go right to an E power chord, 6th root. Then you can turn up during this time. And you come right back in. You come in without a slide, so. Of course, every other time past that will have the slide up to it, but coming into it doesn't. So that's in my notes. If you follow my notes, that is chorus 1. When we come back into that basically intro C to D in the suspendeds, that's our chorus 1. That will repeat 4 times. And then we're into verse 2. So after chorus 1, we're into verse 2. Now each verse during the first section, we have something different. In the first verse, we had the harmonics, all right? This second verse, we're going to do a little hammer on and pull off. And the third verse, we come back with some different harmonics, all right? So I'll play it and show you what the difference. Alright, and then we would end up on an E power chord. But what we do different there is we come up to 7 and hammer into 9. And we're doing that mainly on the G string, but catch the B string also. You can hear he does both, but it sounds really prevalent on the G. So he does a trill there for about 4 counts, and then we're back in to finish off with our E. There's chorus 2. That will repeat 4 times. After chorus 2, we have the wonderful solo. So for this mere mortal, this is how the solo should sound. So the solo starts out with a nice A arpeggio up here at the 14th fret. We're going to slide into 14 from about 12 on the 4th string, and then we'll play the 3rd and 2nd string at 14. And it's semi-palm muted and kind of stopped, so they're individual notes. And stay in that position, all right? Then again, and pull off. So we have this. Then we just move back up to the 3rd and 4th string. And then come back to 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string. Okay, so all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do that exact same lick at the 12th fret. Slide in from about 10. And notice I'm lifting my finger up as I hit those notes, semi-palm muting them, but that really stops the ringing. Again, the melody will be in your head because we've heard this 1,000 times, but I think that really helps. All right, so from 14, because I enjoy playing this, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do the 14 one more time up to where we pull off. At that point, we just put our pinky down on the 17th fret with a bend, hit it 2 more times, and then 1 unbend. All right, so we'll have this. At that point, again, another very memorable lick. What we're going to do is hit the 2nd string at 12, we'll hit it again and then slide up to 13, and then we'll catch 15 and pull back off to 13. Then again, this is where I thought Eddie, we're right there, we put our middle finger down on the 14th fret, 1st string, and 15th fret with our middle finger. I thought he moved it up 1 step each. Slid off. But watching him live and listening to this recording, I really think he just stays at this 14 and 15, hits it unbent, hits it bent, and then hits it bent further. So we have this. And slid off. All right, so the whole thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're into that chorus, or, well, I should say the intro reprise. It's the chorus. But we're only going to do that twice, and then we're into verse 3. That takes us to verse 3. Now, verse 3, we know it. The only difference is our harmonics are different. It'll sound like this. All right, so what we're doing, harmonics on the 3rd and 1st string at the 12th fret. All right, then we're going to go to the 7th fret and hit the 3rd and 2nd. Then we move to 5 and we'll do 3, 2, and 1 as far as straight. And then we're back into chorus, 3. Alright, we'll do that 4 times through, and then guess what? Solo 2. So solo 2, we're going to start out just the same with our arpeggios, starting on 14, then 12, and then back to our half played through arpeggio with notes. I'll show you the difference right there. Alright, so let's start it out. What we do is, instead of 17, we're going to grab 15 and bend and vibrate it. Alright, that's all he does at that point, and then we finish off the lick just like we have. Alright, at that point we are into chorus 4, which takes us out of the song. So we will go through it 4 times normal. The 5th time he just holds that D at 7, another 2 counts. Alright, so we've gone through it 4 times, and here's the final. End of song, slide out. I really hope that helps everybody. Very approachable song. I'm glad I learned it, and the little nuance of the tuning will really help you play it. Okay, so where we at? Let's talk about this new fiddle. Wow, is this a fantastic guitar. Now this is the made in Japan model, okay? So it's half the cost of the American model, but I was so inspired by Eddie's video, and I love my Wolfgang, don't get me wrong, but I really wanted to get that Eddie thing going. So when I say this is the best engineered guitar, it really is. There's so much, you can just tell Ed put a lot of thought. He was a tinkerer. So what makes this special? Well, first thing you'll notice is, I don't know if they do this with the Mexican models or the cheaper models, but they wire it like Ed did. So the bridge pickup is actually up, which is opposite of Les Paul's. Okay, so if I wanted the other pickup, I'd be down. Okay, but anyhow, the bridge is up, and you'll see that in his videos. Like I said, especially the Another Day at the Office video. So, nice little touch. Does it matter? No, it's just one of those things. It's a licensed Floyd Rose. It's wonderful. The detuner works wonderful. It came, I had to make a minor adjustment, just watch some videos on YouTube, got it dialed in, and that will drop the D down. Did that. The other really well thought out thing, I think, is the volume. Okay, Eddie got with some pot manufacturers and got a 0 friction pot. So this pot is very easy to roll in and off. It's like he did on Cathedral. All right, again, watch that video and you'll see him just turning this on and off. And so it's a wonderful little, just a little touch. There's just nothing to moving that, which I think is great. But on the other hand, the tremble or bass and tremble knob has a little extra friction, so you don't accidentally bump it and move it. It takes a little more to move it. So, you know, just little things like that. The on and off, I don't know, good or bad, you know, there's only one volume control, so if you're playing Kiss on it, you can use that, I guess. But it's got an ebony fingerboard, and the neck's not real thick. And normally I don't like thin necks, but it's not too thin, and it's extremely fast. It's finished in a very nice satin finish, and is just very easy to play, as you would expect. You know, it actually comes with a leather strap and something to attach it to with these eye hooks, because that's a bit different. But you know, that was Ed, that's what he liked. So the other thing, the pickups are attached directly to the body. Ed thought that helped with the sustain. So again, who am I to argue? I love the black satin finish. My Wolfgang other one is that army green, and I really like those finishes. They're just really nice. It's got a nice little dish to it, and I think it's a wonderful guitar. So, you know, if you're considering one, I feel it's really worth it. Don't hesitate. You won't be disappointed. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope you enjoyed the review. This is my honest opinion, because I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to tell you what I like. So, enjoy.